Please share, subscribe, hit that like button for me, and let's get to this live. Trump plotting to assassinate Americans. Now, the White House refused to rule out summaries of executions of people on its secret domestic terrorist list. Now, President Donald Trump has scattered the limits of executive authorities by ordering the summaries, executions of individuals who he feels members of designated terrorist organizations. He had also tested the bounds of presidential powers by creating a secret list of domestic terrorist organizations established under national security presidents. Now, Trump is planning to get with Homeland Security, FBI, National Guards. They're going to be going through social media. Anybody that he feels that's racist or are part of a terrorist organization groups, he's targeting, American people. Now, I'm saying to say this: you don't have a figure of speech, because it's going to determine whether you are a part of a terrorist organization group or you racist. Now, according to this report, it says all Americans that the federal government feels to be members of domestic terrorist organizations. So now the government is coming after American people who they feel that are part of a terrorist organization groups. They want to see how many people are anti-racist. Here's the thing I have. With the, Jeffrey Epstein files, going around and looking at these files, seeing Trump on the Jeffrey Epstein list, Trump legal issues he having in court with judges, his approval rating. Now, many people are thinking that Trump is getting too beside himself. So now, Trump, he's aiming to go after Americans, people that he feels that are part of a terrorist groups. Now, I want to say this to all my viewers that's coming in here. Trump is trying to find a way to come on social media, people that he feels that are talking against him. He's going to have a secret list that they claiming that they have, lists of names that he feels that are part of terrorist organization groups or anti-racist. And I'm looking at this whole thing. They have a secret list that they're going to go by. And I heard this before, that they were going to, you know, go through social media and that they're going to, you know, find people who are part of a terrorist group. This is what Trump is saying. So I'm saying this to say this to you. The days of trouble we see is here. And the days of trouble has now come to us from Almighty God. See, the God who is the real owner of the heavens and earth. And see, Allah God has created for himself a heaven. And then he let it out to a foreigner, right race, for them to enjoy themselves in it for a while. Now they have proved unworthy of such glorious creations. And now the God who is the owner of this heaven and earth is ready to take over and rule it for himself. Never no more will the earth nor the heavens of the earth be let out to these non-owners. It's a great wisdom taught to us and let new creatures, right race, try their knowledge of mastering that which they was not made master, which we knew when we made them, that they will not be able to master the original creation for long. For as long as we, the black people, are the planet, see, there's no new creatures that could be put in order for ruling, that which we already have, and we are in it. It's such a rise piece of work that have been done. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this originator, of this creation, is just. There is no comparison anywhere to make. There is no such thing that the originators can put the planet aside, out of the hole, and let someone else take over. Now, this race, the right race, has not been successful in ruling according to a real owner. See, for the right race have to use the original materials that himself has created. There is nothing of which the white man can call himself the creator. So therefore, since this white man continued to make trouble we see, which by nature he was made to do. See, we do not see anywhere out trying to live with the white man in peace. The nature of the white man is ever causing unrest amongst himself and amongst us too. So the white man just cannot make peace for himself because we see of his nature. Today, God has decided that we, the black people, cannot get along with the white man peace, and that the white man must be removed. The right race wants to remove us, the black people, but in order for this white man to remove us, the black man, he will have to remove the whole entire heaven and make the heaven abode anything like life. Then from a vote, we'll have to just start all over again and create life. See, for the life in the universe, this life that we, the black people, have established it. Therefore, to get away from our own life, which was created by the black man so that a new life could come in. We would have to rid the space of life, which belonged to us, the black man. And when the space was with a life that we, the black people, had created, and no one would have to create life of his own making. We, the poor black people here in America, must be changed into a new, different people altogether. So Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise forever, taught me. But now the complete make of us, we will be renewed from what we are now, and we call it a new thing. There will come a day when we, the black people, will have a complete new thing from man and earth and the heaven above us. But according to the scientists, God will cause this to go into a new thing, now the complete destruction of the old, where there is no root to grow something from at this time. The thing that God would like to do now and will do is destroy the works of the devils. As the devil would like to destroy God's work, what God has created. The devil cannot destroy God's creation because the devil has no part in the creation of the first creation. Since the devil has no part in the first creation, this makes the devil unable to lay hold to the power that will destroy the first work of God. Now, the main thing which I keep mentioning of to make you disgust is something for this black man in America who has spent his life long and sleeping in ignorancy of the knowledge of that which he is in. But as soon as the black man can awaken to the knowledge of this that he is in, then he can lay hold to that which he did not have knowledge of, which is that the black man is the creator of this first creation. Allah God wants to put the black man back into power. And the way the black man can be put back into power is Allah God has to make this black man all over again to master the power after giving the black man the authorities. See, look at the poor, once pitiful black man in America. See, look how he strives to reach for himself. Now making a fast progress. That which God leave for him to understand. The black man conversation has changed. And the black man way of thinking has changed. His astral physical form has changed. See, it's a great thing that have come to the black man in America. The black man in America is getting happier and happier. It's not hard for the black man in America to get rich. He's getting rich from his own wisdom. No one have given him anything. See, no one have came to us. No one have given us anything. As the Bible teach you of the Son. No one gave into him. But he is getting rich so fast that God chose the Son to become the head of the house that he should stray away from. The future of the black man is so beautiful that we can hardly comprehend it. The biggest thing that stands before us is qualification and readiness. Let us get qualified to master the house that God has given to us before someone tried to rob us of that master in the house. If they rob us of the master in the house, I'm sorry for us. I said to you, my black brothers and black sisters, do not be foolish. The kingdom of heaven will be given to you and to me. Have patience to receive it. But to get the house into our service, it is like a mother giving birth to a baby. The baby must mature in that which he is in. As the baby mature in the womb of the mother in order to be born. So the black man must mature to be born into a new world. That the black man must build himself. See, these are the days of trouble. See, with the end we see of the rule of the right race over the black people of the earth in sight, face to face. See, we have to deal with each other according to the actual facts which exist between the two nations black, and white. With the nation desire of the white race to continue their rule, their suggestion of the darker people, even though the white man recognized these facts, will continue to try to hold on into his rule, his suggestion, his thinking, or what he has acquired under such rule, that which is his, cannot give up the prey, his concession, the merchandise which he has explicit out from under the nose and eyes of the real owners, black men. He is willing to shed the blood of his own people and adapt others to hold into that which he called his legal possessions. The spirit arose, and the black man says no, that the continent and what is on and under the surface belong to him and his people, black nation. The spirit and knowledge is now not only confined to Africa and Asia, the black, brown, and yellow people, but actually is now arising an American so-called Negro, the true lost and found brothers of the black man throughout here, whether it be Africa or Asia. He's the brother of them all. It is desire of the right race to continue to hold power and authorities over black Africa, whether it is or elsewhere. You'll just have to give it up. England, Germany, and Italy and France, especially England and France and still in Germany, seem to be diehards. See, the white man will be acting wisely, that they will realize that one day, sooner or later, they must pack up and leave. Now they know that the judgment is on them. So how crooked they can be. Because sooner or later they must pack their things up and leave. See, when they can't carve you a future, when she can't carve out a bright future for herself. So they here to only cause havoc, make things so complicated. This is why Trump is sending these executive orders, giving permission to kill people that he feels that's a threat to him. So he want to label American people as terrorists, so that way they can give permission to kill you for speaking against what Trump is doing, his policies. See, anytime you speak against Trump and his policies, this is giving him permission. Because he knows his time got to come. And since he knows his time got to come, he's going to continue to stir this thing up, to stir this pot up. So now, wherefore, I quote, the Bible prophesies concerning the separations of nations again today as it was before. Now every man must agree that he must go to his own. Now, this is the clearest and most direct justice that God and man could agree upon. Now, when it comes to the white man, he cannot live in luxury unless he has the black man in his place of possessions in suggestion to his will. But as I repeatedly says in this paper and all of my writings, you cannot make God and his prophet liars, nor can we reverse the time of the prediction in which these things will take place. The time has come. See, this is nothing but justice, that we have possession of what is our own. So the white man is conscious of the fact that he had deceived the black man of the knowledge of the black man and his possessions. But that particular authority was given divinely temporarily by the same divinity. It is now being taken from the right race. See, the white race is facing doom because she will not act according to justice and righteousness, which was not by nature put in her. But this is known, we see, and we know her race is frightened concerning her future, as we see here in America. So the white man recognized his coming doom, and many of them were to die here than go elsewhere outside of America to try to defend what they call their own independency, sovereignty. Now, some have poured gasoline over themselves and committed suicide by setting themselves on fire. This is a very new open act of a people who want every other people, black, brown, yellow, red, on earth to fight their wars, say their independence. See, this is white America for you. To say their independence, they want us to fight their wars, their battles. They want black, brown, red, and yellow to continue to fight the war to say their independence. A ruthless and brutal people like America. We see England and Germany should be ashamed in this modern time to look for these people whom they have robbed it, killed, murdered, brought under force to think that today they should be so soundly asleep to this knowledge that they ignore this time and authority that they can unite as Europeans have been doing against black Africa and brown and yellow Asia. Now, as the book says to the right race, as thou hast done, so shall be done to you. So the white man must return to Europe and concentrate on that continent for his future, or else concentrate on his death instead of his life. For they can no longer rule this black man. The black man now knows where his home is now rising up to take possession of that, which is his. Allah, the person of Master Fard Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, for finding and offers to sit us in heaven at once. Our submission to him entirely. We fear the doom of America that is now cutting her to pieces. Prophecy teach us that her doom will come in one day. We see death, mourning came in one day. One day means 1 year. Even after that, she should be burned with fire. Divine prophecy is that America will suffer isolation from the nations of this earth. The Revelation of John, we see that the Bible prophesies of America's doom. America is spoken of under these savage names of a beast we see, and dragon who oppose the messenger of God, and all those who seek to follow him. Now we see when it comes to this beast, we know the beast will seek after his prey. See, the beast and dragon are the name used to represent America because we see their nature and their characteristics of these people. We see evil haters of his black one slaves. The beast dragon trolls the woman seeking to destroy this messenger and his followers, the new convert. See, the messenger of Allah is referred to as the woman with a newborn baby, with a victorious beast-like enemy trolling her, the messenger of God, everywhere that he goes. Now, when it comes to this beast, the beast does this to prevent the messenger from making any progress and making friends with his own black people who will help the messenger to convert and unite his black people, not only the United States of America, but the whole world of the black nation. Now, this messenger was to be amongst God's people. See, when it talks about the resurrection, it talks about the dead. The dead are we, the black people, will rise from a mental death. See, we got to discover who God is and name the beast that the devil is. And see, to unite and fly out of our enemies who seeks to destroy and kill you and me. See, night and day does not just mean leaving America, but it means also to lead the ideologically all that America represents. And the nations, Europe and Asia, stood far away, all for fear of a burning USA and for fear of a divine pledge. To you, my black people, the end is now. Who said that you were going any place? Heaven and hell are both a condition of life. They are not places. They will make hell for you. And God, in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, makes heaven for you and me. Now, the ultimate end we see of this world should be known to everyone, especially the righteous. See, we are classified, the righteous, as being the people who belong to the right God. God of righteousness, truth, freedom, justice, and equality of the nation of righteousness. Today, the so-called American Negro must be resurrected and made to know and understand the faint that anyone who will follow be deceived by this arch deceiver. Now we must be resurrected. We must come out of America way alive. Revelation 18:4, it talks about come out from our people. We cannot sit with a people that don't have it for us. A people that have always hated us. So the strongest and most powerful weapons that we see that our deceivers have at the disposal is to deceive the world of righteousness, the nation of Islam. They do not stop at the common ignorant Muslims, but reach also for the scholars and scientists of Islam, who should be aware of their trickery and their deceits. See, we are in a world, my brothers and sisters, that is passing out of existence, and she is trying to put up a fight war to destroy the nation of righteousness. Be aware, to try to oppose the success of God's truth only has the doom of falsehoods and its teachers. See, the world of evil makes its first attack on the world of righteousness, thereby clearly showing herself as being an enemy of righteousness. When she thinks that she has built up a strong enough force to attack the righteous, she does so, which I have said before, hastening her own doom. See, falsehood cannot be victorious over the truth, and the day is the truth. The resurrection is a day of truth. The resurrection is a day of truth as a trumpet over falsehood. The arch deceiver for war against himself. See, the ultimate aim is to do as the people always have done, to try to destroy the preachers of truth, those who believe and follow. See, this was the aim of Cain when he slayed his brother Abel, and the aim of the dragon when he sought to destroy the woman. The messengers, as it is written in Revelation 12, verse 4. The law-found members of that nation should be taught to know the ultimate aim of this world. God have visited them, and I prepared a teacher in myself to teach them, thereby making it easy for them to understand, recognize this world and its secret ultimate aim. It is even given in the Bible, Revelation 12:9. It speaks of the members belonging to the righteous nation and showed that through deceits, see, Satan caused them to become adversarial against the truth, peace, justice, safety, and security, one who enjoyed if he only was not deceived under deceits. The weak minded, who had no understanding or knowledge, of the are deceivers. The devil, Satan are made prey in the hands of the are deceivers. This will bring about war as a showdown between the God of righteousness and the God of unrighteousness, the devils, that already have begun. God must fulfill his promise to show himself as God over all power of heaven and earth and man on earth, as it is written, we see in Thessalonians chapter 2:9. He come after working Satan. See, Satan had been given the power and knowledge and authority to deceive as many as he could before the appearance of God and the universal manifestations of the presence of God. He was given this power in the beginning, according to chapters 2 and 7 of Holy Quran, and according to the Bible in Genesis 1:26, Revelation 6:4 and 8, Revelations 12:3 and 4. We have known all our life that the devil was a great deceiver, an enemy of God, and that he wished to be the victors with his knowledge of superior art of deceiving the people of God. He desired to cast them down, disgrace them, and make them accept his deceits for the very face of God and the general resurrection of the dead, the so-called American Negro, as I have repeatedly taught in my article, sermons, and lecture to my people, are spiritually dead. They have been touched and paralyzed to death by the arch-deceiver through his missionary teachings, his literature, his personal conversations, and by accepting his advice. God has given to me a very strong and available truth that will defend, protect, and prevent you from falling victims to our deceivers. Read these and treasure them. They are your life. Ignore them. It is your death. Now, we must remember and we must not forget how we are warned from prophecies for 100 years, for 1,000 years, that an end must come to this white man's world. Now, the ruler of this world, we see, must be removed. And the crown must be taken off and placed upon another head. And they will rule in justice and righteousness. We see the people of this world have now become so wicked and so fearful of the consequences of their own rule until almost that this vision is gone. And the fearfulness has taken hold of the people. The heads is going to unfold to the nations of this earth to find a way of peace between the heads of the nation. We see a great time, a terrible sometime, a terrible time. The hearts of the people are beginning to weaken and to fail because what is going on, what they're seeing, is coming. American people have lived so rich and so joyfully. We see in wickedness, murder, robbery, hatred of one another, until they have hardened their hearts so much that they are made to think that they can make friends and live on with those upon whom they have no mercy. They crush all the weak nations we see of the earth with their powers and brought them to the clutches of slavery. They forced other nations to bow. They pushed their borders around the earth as the kings did in his day and time. But think in those days, the king boasted. See, just think over it. See, England made that same boast. England used to boast that the sun did not set on empire. Now take a look at England today. There is no British empire for the sun and moon to set on. This morning, May, 30, 1985, the announcer says that they found mines in the Chicago River. Now, this make it more frightening, my brothers and sisters. If a mine sure blow a ship up in the city limit, see, it will be dangerous to the life of the people. Now, I want you to think over this. The Chicago River runs through this downtown section of Chicago, Illinois. No one wants to frighten people more. But the frightening of people sometimes does good. We see the great days, the terrible days. Now people are being shot down on the streets. We see right in their homes or while walking the streets. They are blown down as though their life are nothing. See the great days, we see the terrible days. Now, we want to talk about Trump plotting to assassinate America. So he's planning to find anybody that is a terrorist or running with a terrorist organization groups. Now, I want to find this clip for you guys because this dude is going all in. And he's saying that Trump is getting with FBI, Homeland Security, National Guards to go after American people that's not agreeing with his policies. Bear with me because I'm gonna find this video and play it for you guys.
They are openly plotting the assassination of Americans. I wish I was kidding. I'm not kidding. I know it sounds hyperbolic, but it also happens to be factually accurate. And so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about in just a minute. I got some amazing videos to show you. So we'll talk about that. We also have a bunch of big tech oligarch billionaires were caught starting private cities to escape a failing America. Again, I know that sounds like it's something out of a dystopian sci-fi novel, but I swear to you, it's not. The billionaires understand the country is failing. They're trying to loot and pillage the treasury, and they're trying to escape to their private cities before the shit fully hits the fan. So we'll dive into that. We also have Nick Fuentes going after Candace Owens, and Nick Fuentes and Roseanne Barr somehow are at war with one another now. And then later on, we have an incredible story about how ex-Department of Justice lawyers under Trump are saying that MAGA is flat out faking anti-Semitism cases. And we have a Fox host waging war on Christmas. That was their whole thing, is to be against the war on Christmas. for on Christmas on behalf of the tech oligarchs. So you don't want to miss any of this stuff, man. That's only a little taste. I got a lot more than that for you as well. You guys know the drill. Everybody do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. That helps out massively. It costs you nothing at all. Also, click that bell icon because then you'll get a notification every single time a video drops for the channel. The reason I tell you to do that is because YouTube is not too hot on political content, so I want to make sure that it shows up in your feed when we post. So definitely click that bell icon. You can also support the show on Patreon. Go sign up for Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. And of course, go sub to Court's World where we do live Kyle and Court episodes every Monday night. You don't want to miss that. We have a hell of a lot of fun when we do that. And that's all I got for you, man. Enough with the shameless plug. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So let's start with this here. This is disturbing is not a strong enough word to describe exactly what this is here. So the Intercept posted the following. The White House refuses to rule out summary executions of people on its secret domestic terror list. The Trump administration ignored questions about whether it would order the killings of those on its NSPM 7 list, even while answering our other queries. That's disturbing. So in other words, they've already done this when it comes to fishermen in the Caribbean. You guys know this. We've covered it endlessly. 86 different people killed in the Caribbean, over 20 boats bombed. These are people, there's no evidence was presented. There was no process that was followed. Trump decided we're going to murder these people. We're going to do terror attacks. So they murdered these poor innocent fishermen. And then they said, it's totally legal because we declared that they're terrorists and then we murdered them. So there is no recourse freedom. And they're dead, by the way, so how could there be any recourse, right? Well, what if I were to tell you that exact same thing they did there in the Caribbean, they're planning on doing that on U.S. soil. They're planning on doing that domestically. So they can kill whoever they want to kill, and then they turn around and they go, yeah, but they were terrorists, so it's okay. We declared that they're terrorists. There was no process, there was no evidence presented, there was no judge involved, there was no nothing, but we declared them terrorists, and then we murdered them. So this is what the Intercept is saying. White House refuses to rule out summary executions of people on its secret domestic terror list. The fact that there even is a secret list should tell you a lot. That they can't prove this stuff in court. It's all made up. So it's a list of political enemies. This is really, the dividing lines are you pro-Trump or anti-Trump? If you're anti-Trump, you're probably on some list somewhere. Just absolutely disturbing stuff. Incredibly disturbing stuff. And then, of course, we should point out as well, this NSPM 7 that they mentioned here, and shout out to Ken Klippenstein, he got the original reporting on this, but the whole idea of that is, if you show anti-Americanism, an anti-capitalist ideology, anti-Christian ideology, if you are a, quote, extremist on migration or race or gender, then you're the enemy. You're the problem. You're a potential domestic terrorist and extremist. And so, in other words, again, anybody who's on the left, anybody who's even a liberal, would qualify based on these characteristics. I mean, what does it even mean to be, you're anti-American? What does that mean? If you criticize Trump's stupid fucking wars, would they categorize you as anti-American? Yes, they would. What about if you say, hey, I think we should do Medicare for all? They would go, oh, that's socialism. So now you're anti-capitalism, you're on the list. If you're anti-Christian, so in other words, a vocal atheist would be on the list. This is insane what they're doing. They're literally making a list of the enemies of MAGA, the people who disagree with MAGA, and they're going to use the intelligence agencies and the military to go after these people. All right, but I'm not done. Here we go. So this is crazy. We had a hearing, and Senator Reid asked a very important question. Basically, like, what if Trump orders you to attack somebody in the United States of America? Listen to this terrifying answer. Watch this.
If the president declared an organization a terrorist organization or a DTO, which is on a secret list, and you were ordered to attack them on U.S. soil, would you carry out that order?
Already terrifying. A general pausing when asked the question, what if the president told you to kill people that are on some secret list that he made up? Would you carry out the order? He freezes. He freezes. Ready? It's about to get worse.
Senator Reid, as with any order I get, I would assess the order, consult the legal authorities to ensure that it was a lawful order, and I would, if I had questions, I would elevate that to the chairman and the secretary, as they welcome at all times. And if I had
was known as a yes. If Trump asked me, or if Secretary of War Crimes Pete Kegsbreath asked me to assassinate an American citizen on American soil based on a secret fucking list that they made up of their political enemies, yes, I would carry out that order. I would murder Americans on American soil. This motherfucker should resign. He should resign in shame. He should apologize, and he should never be in this position of power ever again. This is fucking disturbing. This is the most un-American shit I've ever heard in my life. Greenlighting political assassinations done by the military against American citizens.
Gaza's population is on the brink of famine.
I don't know how anybody could watch this and go, yeah, oh, that's okay. That's acceptable. Like, what is it? The fascism has now become so extreme and so in your face that they just announce it casually in a congressional committee hearing. What? Wow, man, this is so crazy. All right, I got more for you, though. FBI hints at new counterterrorism focus on young Americans online. So that NSPM 7 list, how do you think they're going to get the list? They're going to scour the internet. They're going to look at social media.
You see, remember I told you guys they're gonna scatter the internet. They're gonna go through social media. They're gonna go through people. You know what I mean? Posts, and they're gonna see. You know what I mean? How many people are going against Donald Trump policies? Because you got a lot of people on social media that disagree with Trump and his policies. So they're gonna go through the whole social media post, and then they're gonna determine who they want to pick out. I'm saying all this to you guys because what kind of figure of speech you have if Trump is going to get with FBI and the Homeland Security to crack down terrorists, as he's saying, anti-racist people that he's saying, and see, people just don't have a figure of speech. And when Trump approval ratings is so low, and with his legal troubles he having with courts and judges, and when Trump is signing these executive orders, something's got to be done. It's a mess that we in.
They're going to go through everybody's entire internet history. Hey, you made a joke about Republicans in fucking 2012. Now you're on that list. Right? This is where we're at. This is where we're at. Watch this. Listen.
The FBI has identified a particularly concerning uptick in the radicalization of young people. Radicalization of domestic terrorists most often occurs online. Social media and encryption have increased the speed and accessibility of the violent extremist content.
Social media and encryption. So in other words, they're going to start waging a war on social media. They're going to censor people they don't like, pro-Palestine activists, left-wingers. And encryption, they're going to come after encryption. They don't want you to be able to have a private message with your friends. They want to be able to read your messages. They want to know what you're saying. This is what's embedded in everything this guy's pointing.
It calls having a figure of speech. They don't want y'all to have a figure of speech. They don't want you to address your opinion, how you may feel about this country or where this country is headed.
Out.
Often occurs online. Social media and encryption have increased the speed and accessibility of the violent extremist content.
So this is what they're focusing on. As Hassan says, there's an esoteric, pedophilic, neo-Nazi cult that directly pushes teenagers to do mass shootings every other week on Telegram. And these guys are going to investigate people who don't like Trump, Israel, and want Assad's actually 100% factually correct. The government is compiling lists of people who are anti-Trump, anti-Israel, and pro-Medicare for all. And they want you on that list. They want you to potentially be fucking blown away by this fake general who just said he would follow the order if Trump gave it to murder people on American soil. Now, by the way, from this same hearing, here's what happens when you push these people with their fascist agenda. Watch how quickly these guys buckle under pressure. Watch.
So where is the Antifa headquarters?
What we're doing right now with the organization.
Where in the United States does Antifa exist? If it's a terrorist organization, and you've identified it as number one.
We are building out the infrastructure right now.
So what does that mean? We're trying to get the information. You say Antifa is a terrorist organization. Tell us as a committee, how did you come to that? Where do they exist? How many members do they have in the United States as of right now?
Well, that's very fluid. It's ongoing for us to understand that. The same, no different than Al Qaeda and ISIS.
Now, I don't want you. I'll ask one question, sir. I just want you to tell us. If you said Antifa is the number one domestic terrorist organization operating in the United States, I just need to know where they are, how many people. I don't want a name. I don't want anything like that. Just how many people have you identified with the FBI that Antifa is made of?
Well, the investigations are active.
So you would come to this committee and say something you can't prove. I know you wouldn't do that. But you did.
So they're now saying Antifa is the number one domestic terror threat in the country. That is so beyond fucking absurd, it is insulting to everybody's intelligence. You gotta be out of your mind to make that argument. Straight up, out of your mind. Do you guys know what the death toll is because of Antifa? I'm not kidding when I say, literally, maybe one person has been killed by Antifa. Now, it's not even an official organization. This is the point that the congressman was making. It's not an official organization. There's no hierarchy. There's no structure. There's no membership. There are no marching orders. There are no rules. There's no charter. There's no nothing. There's no nothing. And so this is a total attempt. They're trying to deflect from right-wing terrorism. They're not talking about right-wing terrorism, which statistically is way more likely to happen. They're not even talking about ISIS or Al-Qaeda or anything like that. They're talking about left-wingers being the main domestic terror threat. Again, why? Because this is what Trump wants to do. He wants to purge the country of all dissent. He wants to make it illegal to oppose him. We all know this. In his heart of hearts, this is what he wants. This is why all the time he says positive things about Kim Jong-un. When he walks in, his people stand at attention. That's what I want. That's what I want right there. So they're in the process of making that a reality. That's what you need to understand. They're in the process of doing it. And by the way, I saved the best for last in this segment. You need to see this. Ready? From Attorney General Pam Bondi. Quote, the Turtle Island Liberation Front, a far-left pro-Palestine, anti-government, and anti-capitalist group, was prepared to conduct a series of bombings against multiple targets in California beginning on New Year's Eve. So FBI foils terror plot in California's Orange County and Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen a more made-up story than this. Do you understand? They're trying to justify and rationalize this fascist authoritarian takeover. Do you understand that? That's exactly what we're witnessing here? This is completely fake. The Turtle Island Liberation Front?
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want, and watch it take shape.
This reminds me, doesn't it sound scary? This reminds me of what the FBI used to do with, like, mentally ill Muslim teenagers. They would, like, convince them, they would, like, try to force them to do a terror attack, and then if they were to say, like, oh, maybe Trump is trying to expand his powers to the point where not only is he allowed to illegally bomb innocent fishermen in the Caribbean, but illegally murder Americans and just claim with no evidence whatsoever they were part of a terror group. We're going to make, they were part of the Turtle Island Liberation Front. They were part of Antifa. And so that's why we murdered them. They were a direct threat to us, even though they were minding their business and going to work and they weren't armed and there was no problem whatsoever. They are trying to terrorize us. That's what they're doing. They are trying to terrorize the American people. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And everybody needs to realize, everybody needs to see the bigger picture, right? All that shit that Alex Jones said in the late 1990s and early 2000s, it actually is coming true, but it's coming true against us. The real anti-establishment people, the real anti-elite people, it's the left. We've always been critical of the establishment. We've always been critical of the powerful. Always. And so now they're trying to muzzle all dissent. Right? Now they're going full police state. Why do you think Trump is invading the United States of America with the United States military? Why is he taking Red State National Guard and putting them in blue cities? Why? You know why. You know why. He wants total power, total authority, and the way you consolidate it is to come up with a boogeyman threat and say, we got to do anything and everything to stop this, and if you oppose us, you're unpatriotic and you're with the bad guys. And then here we are. Then you get to the point where you have generals saying in committee hearings, if I was ordered to shoot American citizens because the president put them on some secret list of his opponents, I would do that. Do you not see how far we've strayed from God's light? How far we've strayed from American ideas and ideals and the Constitution? This president has totally ripped up and destroyed the Constitution, and it's never been more obvious to anybody. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications.
All right, that was a great video, man. I told you guys that what Trump is up to. You know what I mean? Sending National Guards into Washington, Chicago, Portland. You know, it was very uncalled for when Trump had moved homelessness from Washington. And now Washington is flooded. They're seeing a massive evacuations that's happening right now in Washington. They're going to get another round of flooding. You know, karma is, one thing, man, when you do wrong and you do evil, karma is something. There was 100,000 people was forced to evacuate. And they finna get another round of heavy rain. And see, Trump, he's, replicating, special task force, Homeland Security. This is wicked. This is evil on his part. Now, do you think anything gonna, happen? Do you think any good's gonna happen from this president? He's putting the whole world on notice. Just think about when he went into Chicago, terrorizing neighborhoods. Children's is undressed. They going in there, burglarizing, made 76 arrests. That's in that area where, there's mainly Black Hispanics that he's aiming for. And for them to come with a lame excuse saying that, well, this is some kind of terrorist organizations. So I got to sign a executive order and put this on a secret list. Anybody that goes against my policies, You know, you got people that are anti-racist. See, this is happening. Trump is trying to figure how he can assassinate American people, plotting to kill Americans. Well, I mean, it's just not Kyle and his wife, but you gotta look. They're going through social media. They're finna go through a whole bunch of people's posts on social media. You know, and here's my thing. See, Trump, he's the last call. And since we look at Trump and we're looking at his approval rating and we're looking at his legal troubles, we're looking at Trump on the Jeffrey Epstein files. See, I say to say this, nothing surprised me to see Trump next move. Nothing surprised me. Now I want to go to another clip. Let's roll another clip in.
Want to now go out to the live event that we've been waiting.
Thailand and Cambodia, we were able to straighten that out. There was some killing going on that shouldn't have happened. We appreciate them working to get it straightened out, and they have. The security protocols yesterday were.
I want to say this. Do y'all think that Trump approval rating is so good that he can fight for another term, which I don't think he's gonna get another term. You know, there's a lot of people think that, you know, Miss Harris might be up for 2028. You know, here's the thing I have, y'all. I don't care who gets in this office. I don't care if we get the Democrats in office. I don't care if we get the Republicans in office. Y'all about to see a great commotion because you about to see that America can't carve out a future. Hell, she'll have a future for herself. And see, they know their judgment is here. And one thing is, I say this, America is playing with some hot fire. And it's like nearly 99% of us don't even know that our future's at stake. When you see every evil spooner, you know, ready to do their worst, it's going to make it difficult for the 99% ignorant to ever know what's at stake. He's planning death, destruction, chaos. This attack that Trump is doing kind of remind you of the movie The Purge. It's getting crazy, y'all. Let's go. Well, tell your mom to fill out some job application. Since you're a Trump supporter, you must got You must got one tooth. You Coke 45 bastard.
Amazing, and they have been amazing, having to do with Russia and Ukraine. And I had a long talk with President Zelensky. Also, I spoke with the heads of Germany, Italy, NATO, Finland, France, United Kingdom, Poland, Norway, Denmark, and the Netherlands.
For all the Trump support, I wish y'all hell. Because that's a place that this man is, he's going to take America into a fall. He's going to take America to a fall. All you Trump supporters that's coming on here, yes, he's going to take America to a fall. Trump is creating so much chaos in our world today. And Trump, you know, he needs to get removed. He needs to get arrested. So much trouble he's bringing on this nation. And the truth is going to be, it's going to be told. Because once you see, we are coming into some fulfillment prophecy. You know, everything is here. Earthquakes, flooding, fire, tsunamis. You know, what else you want to see? Everything is just boiling up till it boils down to the last dread. And we know white America's on the way out. We know at some point that they're going to have to pack up. We know that we see a change. We see a change. We see a new world finna set in at some point. This old world got to be removed. I don't care how y'all look at things. But you should be concerned with what's approaching. Because we tired of the mess. 6,000 years the devil been here ruling. We tired of being enslaved and being pacified around. Being enslaved to white people that don't have it today. Yes, I'm going there. Yes, I'm going there. Yes, I'm going there. See, a man going to reap what he sows. As thou hast done, so should be done to you. See, you have murdered the innocent ones who was not opposing you. America going to get, you know, to a point that she's going to rally. She's going to think everything's all right. Then all of a sudden, the clouds going to start darkening in. See, America, they don't pay no attention to the sign. You know, it rained in the days of Noah. It rained. As you see the rain pouring down in Washington, karma is coming to America. Well, let's get back to this white man savage cage life. Y'all was in the jungles. Y'all was being a savage cage in Europe. Y'all had their hair down, you know, wearing your shaggy hair in your face. Yes, y'all used to be described as the caveman with the ponytails in the back of your butt. You had the ducktails. Yes, you were described well as the caveman. When Moses led you out of your wild, savage cage life. Yes, the most lewdness of characters coming out of Europe. Yes, I'm going there. I'm going there with y'all. Because y'all gonna have to eventually pack up. You can't go to East Asia. Because Asia ain't gonna want to have nothing to do with you. The people are seeing America for what it is. People ain't gonna want to have nothing to do with you. So you're gonna have to force yourself to leave. Yes, you're gonna force yourself to leave. Because God is gonna make you leave. See, he's gonna center the heavens and earth. He's gonna push your ass up out of here. Y'all brought up the disease from Europe though. Yeah, y'all experienced every, you know what I mean, scientist experiment to try to find ways to kill, millions of Americans. Yes, I'm going there with y'all. Y'all the most sorriest, dirtiest scumbags. And now your judgment is here. And now they talk about this three-eyed atlas. We know what's here. We know what's coming here. Y'all so furious. Cause y'all time is up. Y'all can't agree and get yourself right. Because you're gonna have to get right sooner or later. You're gonna have to get right sooner or later. You should try to get yourself right and warn your people of a great day. Because it's not gonna be a great day for you and your people. We don't need to fix nothing. We see the mess. We see the house is divided. We see if Satan's kingdom is divided, if it cannot stand, because we see his end is coming. We don't feel sorry for y'all. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna see every man must go to his own. And we can agree. We can agree on this separation. You know why white America is in disagreement with the separation? Because they can't allow you to leave without handing you anything. Y'all never did give us or trying to give us our restitution. Because we know no man came to a poor man Lazarus. You see, no one ate Lazarus. If we go to America today and march to our capitals and ask for $1 billion, we know that they'll turn a deaf ear to us. We know this. So we are not looking for a settlement, you know what I mean, after this war. Because we know a war is coming to America. You got terrorist activities that's going on. That as you think as they plotting a plan, God too is planning. And he's the best planner, knowing their thoughts before they was ever made. See, when the wicked always think that they are mightier than God, when the wicked always think that they can thwart his plan and purpose until he comes, who right it is to rule, and never no more, and I mean never no more will this earth be let out to these non-owners. Because they already proved to us that they are not successful today or ruling. They improved to us already. No matter we get them in Democrat and blue or we get them in Republicans and red, they improved to us already that they was never successful in ruling. So your time is here. Your time has come. Let's go.
Going along pretty well. 27,000 soldiers were killed last month. Shouldn't happen. Should never happen. Should have never started. That war should have never ever started. But it did, and we're trying to get it solved. That was Biden's situation. We're trying to get it done. And I think we're closer now, and they will tell you that they're closer now in numerous conversations with President Putin of Russia. And I think we're closer now than we have been ever. And we'll see what we can do. We want to save a lot of lives. You know, we sell equipment to NATO. We don't spend any money.
The only thing America do is sell you a lot of lies. It sell you a lot of lies for you to hear and believe. This false deception. See, that's why God will use the power of illusion so people continue to believe these false lies. These false, fabricated stories. They can tell you. But you know that white America never carve out a future. She can't carve out a future for us. So you see, sooner or later, it's going to look like a third world country. America's starting to turn and look like a third world country. I don't care how you look at things, but yes, it's looking like a third world country.
But we do want to see if we can save a lot of lives. When you're losing 25,000 to 30,000 soldiers, mostly soldiers, other people too, from towns, and like places like Kiev, various other places throughout Ukraine, it's pretty bad. Nobody's seen anything like it, actually, since World War II. But we're getting closer. We're having tremendous support from European leaders. They want to get it ended also. And at this moment, Russia wants to get it ended. The problem is they'll want to get it ended, and then all of a sudden they won't. And Ukraine will want to get it ended, and all of a sudden they won't. So we have to get them on the same page. But I think that's working along. Very good talk. One day, one of my administration, I signed an executive order making it core mission of the United States military to protect and defend their homeland. And today, we're here to honor our military men and women for.
See, son, these executive orders, this is why I said this is Riddick, man. This is a Riddick, man. Like, Trump is just continuing to sign executive orders. This is all he got to do, man. All he got to do. It's a sign. Make things complicated for Americans. I won't be surprised that the government goes to another shutdown. Nothing surprises us anymore. What their plans is, what their motives is. This country is going to burn with fervent fire. And yes, it's going to be set with fire and floods. It's going to be bad, y'all. This thing's going to get bad. It's going to get so bad that, mark my words, people going to look at America from the outside. Instead of coming to America, you're going to have to pack up and leave America. Just look at the cost of living. Look at the food. Half of it is chemical use. Look at, you go in the grocery stores. Look at the eggs. Look at the cost of eggs. Look at the cost of ground beef. Do you think Trump is doing anything to lower the groceries for you? You're about to come and see the Great Depressions, high inflations, the high cost of living. Americans are going to find out you're going to have to work 2 or 3 jobs, saving the paycheck to make ends meet. But this is supposed to be America, the great country that everybody wanted to come to. But you see, a high cost of living here is to keep the people in poverty won't. And this is why I say this, to say this to you. America can never carve you a future, because she don't have no future for herself. She's on her way out. And this is going to mean bloodshed, plenty of it. There's a war that Trump is escalating, fueling. Look, you guys, we can be in for a World War III. This is why you see the 3-eye atlas. This is why you see the mother planes is here. This is why God comes. This is why he comes, to straighten out this crookedness. This is why an end is coming to this world. And we are at the end of it all. Don't have to wait 20, 15, or 10 years. Fall can be within a few days. Let's go.
Their central role in the protection of our border, something that I campaigned very, very strongly on, and they made me look really good. They were unbelievable. They made us all look good. I mean, we went from having millions of people pouring over our border to having none in the last 8 months, none. In a few moments, we'll officially recognize Mexican Border Defense Medal, which is a big deal. We're joined for this occasion by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Attorney General Pam Bondi, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Dan King, Commander of U.S. Northern Command, General Gregory Guillaume, Commander of the Southern Border Task Force, Major General Scott Noman, Command Sergeant Major Brent Johnson of the U.S. Army's 10th Mountain Division, Administrator of the Drug Enforcement Agency, Terry Cole, and many other members of our administration who have done an incredible job on the border. You know, people forget now that the border has been secure for actually 7 months. Think of it, more. And they don't mention the border anymore. Nobody talks about the border. They talk about affordability, and we're the ones that are bringing the prices down. We were given the worst inflation in our country's history, and we're bringing the prices down. But the affordability is on the Democrats because they have made it unaffordable to be in this country. But we're bringing those prices down, and they're coming down quickly. Energy is coming way down, and
Nothing has changed with these people. In fact, this clown wants to end all public assisting, which means they couldn't even come with an agreement. They only put the government on you know what I mean, on hold, I mean, to January 30th. It's only extension. Y'all about to see things get real crazy, hectic. Because once you start finding out that all of the public assistance is gone, what's next? What's going to be next? They're always coming up with something. That's why it's so important that you be one step ahead, because they're always coming up with something. But like I said, this man on the screen is horrible, man. He's horrible. And he cannot make America great, because America will never become great again. America is on the verge of falling. It's unraveling. There has to be a new world coming in. This old system we all standing in and seeing has to die, has to fade. No more. No more. I'll say this. You guys, America's finished. But like I said, please stay subscribed to the channel for more content. Till then, we out.